Dear student, now we studied about the measurement of high currents. This is the subtopic of measurement of high voltages and currents. Again, the measurement of high currents is subdivided into three parts. One is measurement of high direct currents. Second one is measurement of high AC currents. Third one is measurement of impulse currents. Now we studied about the measurement of high direct currents in this lecture video. The measurement of high direct currents measured, that is by using DC current transformer and Hall generator for DC measurement. Okay, now we studied about the measurement of high direct currents. Before we are going to study about the measurement of high direct current, we should know about the introduction to measurement of high current. In power systems, it is necessary to measure high currents arising due to short circuit. If short circuit happened in any electrical instruments, definitely high current will flow through the circuits or power system. For conducting temperature rise and heat run test on power equipments like conductors, cables, circuit breakers, etc., measurement of high current is required. During lightning discharges and switching transients also, lightning discharges during winter season, that due to thunder and all, and then switching transitions and all, switchings present in the power supply. Transient means the parameters, that means changes with respect to time. During lightning discharges and switching transitions, large magnitudes of the impulse and switching surge currents occur in the power system, which require special measuring techniques at high potential levels is used for the measurement of these high currents. Okay, now we studied about the introduction to measurement of high direct currents. This is the one of the type of measurement of high current. High magnitude direct current are measured using a resistive shunt of low ohmic value. So in this lecture video, we studied about the resistive shunt. Okay. So the voltage drop across the resistance is measured with a multivoltmeter. The value of the resistance varies, usually 10 micro ohm and 10 milli ohm. This depends on the heating effect and loading permitted in the circuit. High current resistors are usually oil immersed type and are made up of 3 or 4 terminal resistance, which is shown in the figure 1A and 1B only. Now you see the figure. The figure 1A represents the low ohmic shunt with a multivoltmeter for high current measurement. The figure B represents the 4 terminal shunt, which is used for high direct current measurements. In the figure A, the CC represents the current terminals, PP represents the potential terminals, and R is the ohmic element. That is, R is the resistance, the current flowing through the R, that is the I, and then the millivoltmeter is used to measure the voltage, which is equal to I into R. In the figure B, the 3 terminal construction bottom, that is the capacitance C and P terminals are made common only. So therefore here see common, you see the circuit diagram. Okay. Now we studied the theory portion. This is the image of high voltage DC shunt assembly. Okay. Now the principle of DC current transformer. This is the device which is used to measure the high direct current. This DC current transformer operates on the principle of ampere turn balance. Ampere turn is nothing but mmf, that means the product of number of turns and current. The primary ampere turns N1 I1 are balanced by the secondary ampere turns N2 I2, where N1 and N2 are the number of turns of primary and secondary windings of the transformer, and I1, I2 are the primary and secondary current of the transformer. With DC current in the primary winding, core saturation occurs due to non-linearity of the BH curve of the core. BH means the curve drawn between the flux density B and then magnetic field intensity H. This is nothing but a hysteresis loop. When a high frequency excitation is given to the third or excitation winding located on the core. And here 4 winding is there. One is primary, secondary winding, and then the third winding is nothing but the existing winding, and then the fourth winding also is added to remove the second harmonic current. Okay. The third winding or the existing winding located on the same core, the current through the secondary winding will have the distorted waveform containing a large amplitude second harmonic. So this second harmonic current, that means is eliminated by using the fourth winding is added to the DC current transformer. A fourth winding is added and a second harmonic current is injected in the opposite direction to make the harmonic current 0. The injected current will be the proportional to the primary DC current, and hence it will give the measurement of high direct current. The schematic diagram of DC current transformer, which is shown in the figure 2 only. Now you see the figure. So the ferrite core, that is the circular portion, N1, N2 primary and secondary turns of the transformer is there, and then N3 and N4 also is the number of turns for the third winding and the fourth winding. Third winding is the excitation winding, and then ammeter, and then current IEDC. That means second harmonic deductor also is there, and then the frequency of the existing winding, excitation winding is 10 to 50 kilohertz, and then the feedback from second harmonic deductor comes to the fourth winding, because the fourth winding only is used to make them 0 of second order harmonic current. Okay. Then advantages of DC current transformer: it gives isolation to high voltage, power loss is less compared to DC shunt, and the conductor through which the DC current flows need not to be broken for connecting to the mains. Then second one is Hall's generator, which is also used for the measurement of high direct current. The principle of Hall effect. The Hall effect only is used in the Hall generator. This principle of Hall effect is made use of in measuring very high DC currents. If an electric current flows through the metal plate located in a magnetic field perpendicular to it, Lorentz forces will deflect the electrons in the metal structure in a direction normal to the direction of both the current and magnetic field. The charge displacement generates an EMF in the normal direction, which is called the Hall voltage. The Hall voltage is proportional to the current small I, the magnetic flux density B, and also the reciprocal of the plate thickness small d. The proportionality constant capital R is called the Hall coefficient, which is calculated by using the formula VH equal to R into BID. VH is the Hall voltage, R is the Hall coefficient, B is the flux density, small I is the current, small d is the reciprocal of the plate thickness. Okay. For metals, the Hall coefficient capital R is very small, and hence the semiconductor materials are used for which the Hall coefficient is high. That means for metals R equal to small value. For semiconductor material R is very high value. In large current measurements, the current carrying conductor is surrounded by an iron core magnetic circuit so that the magnetic field intensity H equal to 1 by delta is produced in a small air gap in the core. The Hall element is placed in the air gap of thickness D. A small constant DC current is passed through the element. The schematic arrangement of figure 2A and 2B. The voltage developed across the Hall element in the normal direction is proportional to the DC current I. This is the circuit diagram of Hall generator for measuring high DC generator. Figure A represents the principle of Hall effect. Figure B represents the Hall generator. Hall effect you see thickness D, B and then VH equal to R into BI by D. By using this formula only we find the Hall coefficient R. The Hall generator consists of what? R, RD and then here and all how to calculate that means by using this circuit diagram, that is the Hall generator, to find the Hall voltage VH and then Hall coefficient all also we know the value for metals as well as the semiconductor materials. The Hall coefficient R depends on the temperature and the high field strength. Therefore, the suitable compensation has to be provided when used for measurement of very high DC current. Hall generator can be used for measurement of unidirectional AC and impulse current also. With proper design of Hall element dimension, addition of compensating circuits, the bandwidth of the Hall generator can be increased to 50 MHz. These generators can be used for measurement of post arc currents and unidirectional impulse current only. Thank you students for listening this class.